You got that right. A brand new update just dropped for Cyberpunk 2077. We're going to be talking about hotfix 1.21. And we have a bunch of patch notes on the actual website right here that we are going to be taking a look at. It goes over requests and the open world. But wait, there's more. There's gameplay, visual, UI, stability, console, status, specific changes that we will be talking about in just a moment. But CD Projekt RED actually made some brand new comments recently about how they are going to be fixing Cyberpunk 2077 so they could sell it for years to come. So they are not abandoning the game apparently. And what about E3 2021? We know it's going to be a digital event. Will CD Projekt RED be making an appearance? And get this, an analyst thinks that CD Projekt RED could get bought out after Cyberpunk launch troubles. We'll be talking about that one in just a moment, so let's dive into this one. Hey everyone, what's happening? Hope you're doing good. Open World Games here, and let's do this. We're talking about Cyberpunk again. You guys know that I've been covering, of course, you know what, Outriders, but yeah, it's interesting to see that Cyberpunk has gotten an update. So let's dive into the patch notes about hotfix 1.21. So this was recently updated. It says hotfix 1.21 for Cyberpunk is live on PC, consoles, and Stadia. In this update, we focus on further improving the overall stability of the game and fixing the most common issues that could block progression. Here's what we changed. So they changed the question open world stuff. They fixed issues with Gig getting warmer, where the player was unable to lower Bugbear's body temperature, and fixed an issue where being unable to pick up the send crew shard in Cyberpsych or siding. Discount dock could block progression. Reading the shard is now optional in objective, and a lot more. You can see there's a lot of fixes related to, errors that block your progress. I'm going to include the patch notes in the description below, but let's talk about gameplay. It says fix an issue where after the player commits a crime on the roof of a building, NCPD officers would spawn behind the player's back. So that's no longer the case. And they also fix an issue preventing the player from climbing ladders out of water. You don't want to drown, do ya? Now, also, if we keep going and scroll down here, they have visual and UI changes. They fix various issues relating to clipping in NPCs' clothes. UI includes added back the icon above NPCs who are under the distract enemies quick hack effect. Scanning UI is now less cluttered. Fix an issue where Japanese traditional Chinese text could disappear if the player changed the interface language from... Okay, so there's that one. But stability and performance has also been adjusted. Various memory management improvements, reducing the number of crashes. And, I myself have noticed stability improvements as the game is updated. Now, console specific includes this. Players should now be able to select stickers in photo mode using the circle button in the Japanese version of the game on PlayStation 4. And then status specific fix some graphical issues on the bridge in Makisha in Belly of the Beast. Alright, so there you have it with the actual update right there. It's not like an absolute big update. Once again, this stuff should have been included in the final version of the game. But we do have comments from CD Projekt RED, and it's wonderful to see that they are updating the game. And I really hope they keep going and push forward. But yeah, they did make some comments here about how they want to sell the game for years to come and get it into a state where it is something that people really, really want. So this article has come from Reuters. They say this video game maker CD Projekt RED has no plans to shelve Cyberpunk 2077 and is committed to fixing glitches to make its flagship game a long-term success after a troubled rollout, Joint Chief Executive Adam Kinski told Reuters. And then he says this. Kinski said CD Projekt RED was in touch with Sony, which pulled Cyberpunk from its PlayStation Store only a week after its debut in December amid complaints of glitches in the video game. The role-playing game built as an open-world action game story is a megalobus obsessed with power. Okay, we already know this one. Now, they go on to say this. I don't see an option to shelve Cyberpunk 2077. We are convinced that we can bring the game to such a state that we can be proud of it and therefore successfully sell it for years to come, Kinski said. Now, CD Projekt RED released a patch for Cyberpunk last month. We already know that as well, and they claim that they had friendly relations with Sony. Right now, as it stands, the game is not even on the PSN storefront, which is just mind-blowing to me, and I cannot believe that. So, to think that it's been off of the PSN store for this long, to me, is just absolutely crazy. Now, this is an interesting one right here. statement about hostile takeovers. He also said that since hostile takeovers cannot be fully rolled out in the gaming industry, the company took steps a few years ago to reduce the risk of becoming a takeover target, including capping a shareholders' voting rights to 20%. So they've thought about that. Ubisoft went through their whole hostile takeover issue years ago. That's been resolved, but it does actually happen. So they put the steps into place to avoid that. Now, there's no word whether or not CD Projekt RED or Cyberpunk would be appearing at E3 2021 yet. There's confirmation as to who is going to be appearing. It says E3 2021 is set to begin on June 12th and conclude on June 15th. And according to Entertainment Software Association, participants will include Nintendo, Xbox, Capcom, Konami, Ubisoft, Take-Two Interactive, Warner Bros. Games, and Koch Media, and much more to come. So, no mention about CD Projekt RED right there. If that changes, I will definitely let you know. But we got to talk about this one. Could CD Projekt RED actually be bought out? Microsoft, they're buying up everyone and everything lately. There's even rumors that they are going to be buying Discord. So let's take a look at this. Analysts think that CD Projekt RED could get bought out. Now it says market research firm DFC suggests that Cyberpunk 2077 debacle could have been avoided with some basic marketing and public relations. Absolutely, totally agree. Of course, they really need to rework how they do the marketing. In fact, they did mention that they are going to be stop hyping games years in advance, as confirmed right here in this article. So CD Projekt RED did a previous briefing about that. Yep, they're changing the way they're going to be marketing games. So honestly, I would not be surprised if they skipped E3 as of this year. Now, this article is very interesting. It goes on to say the CD Projekt RED also acts as a publisher for its own games, and the Cyberpunk debacle has started to raise questions about the company's future. According to DFC Intelligence, the company now becomes one to watch as an acquisition candidate. Cyberpunk could have benefited from the publishing hands of a bigger company, something that could have done wonders for both the game and the developers. That's definitely an interesting theory there, because we do know, it appears at least, that of course the team at CD Projekt RED was overwhelmed completely by this game and they were understaffed. At least that's according to rumors. So yeah, maybe a bigger publisher could help them, but of course you got to remember that they lose a bit of control when they deal with that. And CD Projekt RED, they're no small publisher, in my opinion. They're actually very large, considering that they have GOG and a lot of their own systems in place. Now, also, they plan to actually start parallel AAA development in 2022. That's going to be between Pyrrhus, The Witcher, and Cyberpunk right there. So they do plan to dive into, other franchises going forward. Now, one of the biggest concerns with CD Projekt RED as a whole, and of course their games, is online. A lot of people don't want online, and they have said that they're taking a step back completely away from doing a Cyberpunk standalone multiplayer experience. But this right here got a lot of people wondering what they're actually doing. This is from their recent, I guess you would say, business conference meeting. This comes from Adam Kowinski, president of CD Projekt. He says, CD Projekt RED makes single-player, story-driven AAA RPGs. That is not changing. What is changing is our long-term approach to online. We are building an online technology that can be seamlessly integrated into development of future games. This technology will power online components we choose to introduce in our games and will ensure we can do so without any great technological debt. So that's going to be interesting. They're going to want to create a community using GOG Galaxy and blend that into their existing games and upcoming games, it looks like. So a lot of people are scratching their heads on what they're going to be doing there, but they have noted that that is their secondary thing compared to what they're doing with single player ventures, that they're going to keep to their core of single player story driven RPGs, but they really want to keep expanding the RPG genre by attaching other genres to it. That's another thing they have stated. A lot of you guys are a little worried about that as well. You guys still want a pure RPG experience. Now, amidst all of this, we have the updates that are rolling out. We still have to worry about the class action lawsuits that are going on for Cyberpunk 2077. Those are very much alive and going on. So in the background of things, the lawyers at CD Projekt RED, I'm sure, are very, very busy. And you know what? They still have their work cut out for them, despite the biggest patch that released recently, update 1.2. The game is still a mess, according to some users. Of course, for me, I've been still enjoying it, but a lot of the features are still missing. And even the recent changes to the police system, to me, are, you know, completely underwhelming. They have a lot of work to do for sure. All right, let's keep going. Now it's time for your top comments. Remember, leave a comment down below. It could end up in a future video. Let's do this. So, the recent comments come from this video I did quite a while ago on April 1st. That was the last time I updated a Cyberpunk video. Wow, 2 weeks ago. It says, new update, CD Projekt RED responds about post-launch DLC leaks. And yeah, let's keep going. Cyberlink says if they can manage to make 27/7 a more lived-in world, I think that'll make people happy. No one wants to just shoot stuff all day. Jill and Defoe says, I'd rather have the first game fully done with all missing features added before they even attempt a multiplayer game. Hell yes. Scott says this, people want to sit in chairs. I just want them to appear under floating NPCs. Sigma says, really want to see the new game plus. Hope to see a closest option to store clothes in V's apartment. A closet option, excuse me. I want to do a crap load more missions with Jackie. Yeah, you know, I was completely shocked. Well, not completely shocked, because we did see indication of that in the previews. But Jackie getting killed off in the game so soon really, really sucks. We have Finn who comments about the DLC leaks right here. He says, the body shop car customization, hopefully. A lot of people want to see that, looks like. Carl Ward says, remember, folks, what day this is. Yeah, so we'll see what happens with DLC. There's been a bunch of leaks, and it seems like those have been shot down somewhat. You know, it also appears that CD Projekt RED, when it comes to anything that's upcoming with content, they want to be the ones that reveal what that content is. And I think that they are a little bit paranoid, especially considering the more recent DLC leaks about people overhyping things, you know. So keep yourself guarded with this one. I think they're just going to hyper-focus right now for the next couple months on getting this game into shape. And I think they're also, more than anything, going to be focused on that next-gen update and try to re-release this game with all the patches, everything working on PSN. I think that's personally going to be their goal, and reset. This might be a long-haul type fix we're in for this game. But thank you for watching. Stay tuned for more Cyberpunk 2077 news updates, and of course Outriders. You guys, if you check out my Outriders videos, I absolutely love that game. It's had its own issues, but still. But thank you guys for watching. Stay tuned for more, and I will see you all next time. Take care.